keep going here a little more.
Okay.
It goes off automatically after 30 minutes.
Okay.
And this is part 2, your name?
Maria Paris.
Maria Paris. We'll get into that later, but we were having a conversation, and since I had too many bats to the head, I forget real quick. So we were saying, what?
So no, we were talking about the Rita Guida show, and we're moving on. We're making new sketches, different characters. We were talking about some of the different actors we had on there.
And I also, well, I was saying that I wanted you and your friend to come on, your partner, and we talk about the show, and I'd be really interested to see how, even on Skype, we could do a Skype show where I could record it, where you guys are working and rehearsing.
Yeah.
You know, trying to
and
put it together.
I have to say, I have a couple people that are in the show. Tim Powell is actually the guy who films, edits, directs.
You can slow down. We got another 30 minutes.
Tim Powell is he's an amazing actor. He's actually just did a one-man show at the Fringe Fest that kept getting extended. He's the one who actually responsible for filming, editing, lighting, sound, and directing. And Rico Simonini, who plays Vincenzo and Pasha and I'm trying to remember the mechanic name I gave him. A lot of us, the three of us, a lot of times will collaborate. I will throw other actors into the pieces and stuff, but they're kind of like my main two go-to guys, and they've been incredibly helpful. And for the Italians out there, I'm sorry, I know I say that with a Syracuse accent, but we do actually put real speaking, we really do speak Italian on the show, and we are great with putting subtitles underneath.
Oh, that's
and
good.
we've actually, I've actually been able to bring in a fan base from Italy with the show, just because it's a lot of fun.
Well, I got a lot of friends in Italy too.
And they really like it. So if you want to Facebook me, it's just Rita Guida Show. Just look for me on Facebook. We also have Twitter. It's at Rita Guida Show, and even on Instagram. Same thing. So I always try to grab in the culture and show everybody off. But it's great when you get a group of people that really want to do something passionately and have fun with it. We're having a ball.
It's funny now because you speaking Italian. When I was a kid, they didn't speak Italian around the kids.
No, exactly.
They always said you have to speak English.
English. That was my family.
Yeah.
That was my family.
So we never learned Italian.
Never learned it. Exactly.
Which today is,
and now everybody speaks their language.
Yeah.
So I took it upon myself to learn it myself, and
good.
So that's.
How did you do that?
You're gonna laugh.
No.
Rosetta Stone.
I was gonna say I've heard about that.
But I'm like the most anal retentive person. I actually printed out all the PDF files. I made little flashcards. I have the CDs in my car. No matter where I was, if I was sitting at work, I was bored, I had the flashcards, and I would work it so that I would be able to talk. And because of that, I actually worked for the UCLA, sorry, I was talking too fast, the UCLA medical program. And what I do there is I will either play the Italian mother or the translator, and I'll improv in Italian the entire time.
Wow.
And I owe Rosetta Stone to that, and I dated a lot of guys from Italy. I have a thing for Italian men. It's really, it's bad. It's a fetish. It really is. But if you speak Italian, most likely I will start talking to you.
That's the thing. Italian women to me.
I am, and I'm so old school.
Do you call it gravy or sauce?
We call it sauce. We do, and I know gravy is more like my dad would call it gravy, my mom would call it sauce. But see, my mother's family is from Portenza, my dad's from Sicily.
But it's funny, my uncle Angelo, he was from Palermo, Sicily. He's the one that taught me how to cook.
Yeah.
And this is a true story, folks. I just found out the other day, and not the other, about a week ago, my kid sister told me that my uncle's wife, my aunt, she told me that his godfather was Albert Anastasia.
Wow.
And because my uncle, I always remember my uncle, he worked down the water, the fish market down there.
Yeah.
My other uncle, Angelo, Sammy worked on the docks. And I always, and they were all bosses down there. And I was wondering, now I know why.
So that's because of him.
Albert Anastasia was the godfather of my uncle Angelo. Gagliardi was his name.
There's an Italian name. Wow.
Right from Palermo, good guy, But it was funny because I used to hang out with this guy Jack, who's Albert's son.
Okay. And you guys were best friends?
Yeah, we were best friends. You never knew.
Never knew.
We never knew. Then my uncle, who was like a father to me, who brought me up and did everything. And you know that, because when I was a kid, I remember just before Albert died, got shot, I met him when I was 16 years old down in the Lower East Side. Yeah. It's just strange. I don't know why that came out. It just came out.
I said it always happens when there's one Goomba sitting next to another.
Yeah.
Hey, you know about the Goomba lunch, right?
Yeah.
I am the first Italian girl to make it to the Goomba lunch. That's right.
Carmine Caridi gave me this.
Yeah. Did he? Carmine Caridi. I just went to dinner with him the other night.
He's been on the show twice.
Yeah. You know what? It was funny. I talk to him all the time. He's my mentor.
And the other one, what's his name? I worked with him. It's his birthday today.
Who? Which one?
Name somebody at the table.
Let's see.
Famous actor.
Bobby Costanza.
Bobby.
Is it Bobby? It's Bobby's birthday
Happy
today?
birthday, Bobby.
Hey, happy birthday. Tanti auguri.
I tell you, too many by the head, I forget. I'm so bad with names. I don't know if it was the neighborhood I was brought up in or what. You know, I never remember names.
Ave Maria, like from West Side Story.
I remember your name, but I mean...
How do you spell problem?
I couldn't remember Bobby Costanza. We did a thing in Little Italy in Cleveland.
Yeah.
We did a film together about a year ago.
Oh, wow.
That's right, with Tony Sirico from
I Sopranos. Too. Yeah. No, you know, and actually, that's when you were Facebooking me, the picture of Bobby Costanza. Yeah. I went to their premiere, The Pound. That's what that was. He was just in, he's coming out with another film.
Good for him. Yeah, Tony Sirico, who was in, you remember him, Paulie Walnuts, in The Sopranos.
Yeah.
And we were doing the thing, it turns out that we,
Too much?
We became close, let's put it this way. We had a lot of mutual friends, because of things like that. But what do you do?
Yeah, well, you know, see, that's it. I live this somewhat sheltered life. A bunch of my Brooklyn friends here, we joke about it. I'm a good little girl.
Rico's from Brooklyn.
Yeah, Rico's from Bensonhurst.
Yeah, most of the guys I know out here they're not from the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx.
Yeah, Carmine's from Manhattan.
Carmine's from Manhattan.
Yeah, and so and the accents are a little different sometimes.
Oh yeah, Carmine's from Lower East Side.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and my family was Bensonhurst and Manhattan and Dyker Heights. So yeah, but.
Well, my Goomba now from over there was John Sonny Francesi. Well, we got to get out of the federal joint. He's 95 years old.
Oh, really?
You know, he should be home with it.
He's done. Come on now.
He should be home.
Yeah.
And
the stories.
His son, wire.
Oh, shoot.
You know, and then they sent him back because he was associating with other known guys. Who's he going to talk to? You know, I mean, his whole life, the guy's been...
In jail the whole time?
No, I mean, that's who we grew up with.
Oh, okay.
We were together in New Queens when he first got arrested, 1967. That's how I got there.
Before I was born.
Way before you were born.
That's where all the stories always start in my family. It was before you were born.
Before you were born.
Before you were born.
Because things have changed.
They have.
After you were born.
Yeah, exactly.
They have.
It's a nicer world.
So,
but I like to bring it back though with Rita. Rita's like it's like that part of me that I've always wanted to be, you know, that tough girl that doesn't take nothing from anybody, you know, and she saves the women, and she, you know, if a guy's, you know, needs help or whatever, it doesn't matter, and she's so confident about who she is. She's never insecure. And,
is that you?
Yeah, well, that's a part of me I wish I could be most of the time. Why can't you? I have been.
Act as if.
Yeah, exactly. No, and I need to, and it's really funny because when I walk into auditions now, it's like there's a little bit more, you know, confidence because I pulled a lot of Rita out of my own self and what I want to be, and just from being around all that Italian family. And my new character that I've created is called Margaret, and she's actually the therapist. And you'll see that in Rita Therapy. She actually goes to therapy for anger management. And she's kind of a cross between my mother and my oldest sister, Anne-Marie. And Anne-Marie's actually one of the funny ones in my family. She's anything for shock value, that was my sister.
That's strange. You both got Marie.
I know. I told my mother, I'm like, did you run out of names? Well, it's because it's Anne-Marie, and my name is actually Maria Ann.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's my middle name.
Mine is... My niece, I know, is Grace Marie, and then I got Deborah Ann.
Right.
No, there's not. I thought there was two Maries there. Yeah. She hates to be called Maria. I don't know why.
Well, I always tease people because I'm like, it's Marie. Why you gotta put an E on the end? Don't. It's the same amount of letters. Maria.
Maria.
Maria. Right. Old school Sicilian Italian, yeah, and it's fun too. And in my stand-up, I joke about that as well. It's definitely very different coming out to LA, being pretty much in a cave most of your life.
You said you auditioned. Do you have a manager or an agent?
I do have a manager.
Who are they?
Actually, it's Dolores Cantu, Cantu Management, and I'm actually right now we're currently looking for a theatrical agent for me. So. If you like this, you need this. And I also need a commercial agent as well. We'd like to get back into that. I know it's not paying as well, but
listen, do it.
I've got that. I have a.
When I put this on Vimeo, a lot of the casting people, they use Vimeo.
They do. Okay, good.
And the reason why one of the reasons why I like to do this show is because they want to know who you are.
Yeah, as a person.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
The days of the generals, what they used to call years ago, where you went in and you sat down and you talked to them.
Yeah. Carmine would talk to me about that all the time. Yeah. Carmine was like, I never had to. They just knew who I was as a person. They knew my
background, everything.
Background and just done.
The same thing, because we had the same agent, Sharon DeBoer, and she would. They would send me to meet Jane Jenkins and this and that. They knew I was an Attica sing, and they knew my background of Italian.
Yeah.
And
see, that's nice.
They knew who you were.
Yeah. I think the hard thing for me, and a lot of actors and even my manager said, don't get locked in. And that's why Rita Guida, we're branching out. We created Margaret. I'm creating, different characters. There's going to be a tour guide that you're going to see a little later on.
And it's good you got the name Paris.
Yeah, so.
But it was, because I didn't mean to interrupt, but when you were talking about auditioning, that's where you have to, if you ever been sitting in a room with auditioning, and you could hear, like if the role calls for being angry, you hear everybody screaming.
Yeah, it's true.
Why does anger have to be screamed?
It doesn't.
That's why I tell you to break the rule.
Yeah, I like that. Because there's plenty of times that I've been angry with people in a professional setting and couldn't yell at them.
Right, you smile.
Exactly.
Yes.
You're like, oh, that's lovely.
And that's anger.
Yeah, exactly.
That is anger.
That's great. So,
these are the things.
So you two are together now. Oh, that's lovely.
Yes.
Oh, and you're happy and you're pregnant. I'm so happy for you. I hope the two of you do well together forever.
I want to get a little more. It's true, but that's great. I mean, that's what you have to do.
That's it.
It's a total. I read.
It has to be real. It's what you feel. It has to be real. It's in that. Let me tell you something. I have driven on the 405. I have a whole entire stand-up routine that I do for a minute talking about road rage.
Go for it.
But if your mother is in the car with you, you can't do. I cannot swear in front of my mother. The only time I'm allowed to swear in front of my mother is when I'm talking about my father. It has to be in the same sentence. It's the only time it works. So you have to be really careful. You're like, oh, you just cut me off. Oh, that's okay. That's fine. Oh, okay. Just slam on the brakes. Oh, no, it's okay. We don't need accelerators here. Why use your blinker? Ma, his car didn't come with a blinker. Son of a bitch. But you have to, you can't do that. You don't want to upset the other person. Now, when my mom's not in the car, it's like, you know what? Let me tell you something. I have hung my entire body halfway out of the car.
Really?
I am 5'3.5". I'm about 103 pounds. And my friends are like, you're going to get us killed. I'm like, he won't move. I'm like, half my body out of the car screaming. Road rage, it's kind of an issue for me.
It's that passion, that Italian time that comes right out.
And I'm a Scorpio.
So I don't know what that means.
The Scorpio means apparently I'm born in between October 24th and November, whatever.
I mean, what does a Scorpio do?
We are hot-blooded, passionate, feisty people. We are
a Virgo.
Loyal.
That means I'm not.
Well, we are loyal. Gotta be loyal. We are really loyal people, and we will give you the, just like a New Yorker I am, but we'll give you the shirt off our own back. So, don't worry, Ma. It's not porn. It's not porn. I'm just saying, figuratively, I give my shirt.
That's another. How do you feel about nudity?
Yeah, this has been. My mother said if I did anything like that, she would disown me.
Really?
Yeah. And I love my ma. And I don't want to disrespect her. But I told her, I said, listen, when it comes to that point, we'll talk. But I have never been in a situation yet where I've had to do that. It's been suggested. Like, I've taped the heck out of myself, and you see the back of you, or you do like the illusion. Right. But I've never had to do anything like that. I've mooned people. That's always fun. That's different.
Is there a reason why you don't want to be outside of your family?
Well, I think, I guess it goes back to the whole old school too. I think sometimes we've gotten into a lot of the gratuitous part of nudity. Like one of my friends just showed me something on YouTube saying it's not porn, it's HBO, and it's just, and if you get a chance, right. I don't know what the link is, but I laughed my head off. But it is, a lot of times I think it's like, ooh, let's get ratings,
Well, yeah, okay for ratings, but if it's called,
called for it, I haven't seen, like, okay, Masters of Sex. All right, now we're doing scientific experimentation, and I have a degree in psychology. That nudity makes sense to me. Yeah. Ray Donovan, he's just hot. That just makes sense to me. But otherwise, I don't.
Would you do that kind of sex?
I don't know. I mean, you'd have to pay me really well, and we would have to block it from my mother.
Because the reason I asked it, because a lot of times when I was teaching acting, I would always have my students get into doing David Mamet.
Yeah.
And because there's a lot of violence and sex.
Yeah.
And it frees you up because if you're willing to get naked.
Yeah. Well, we've done that even with the Meisner. We've bastardized some of the Meisner where I come from on the East Coast, but we would do things like it wasn't uncommon. My goodness, I'm trying to remember the play that I did. And you do, like, literally, like, she ripped off her shirt and she comes at him and, like, tries to seduce him and stuff. I have no problem with stuff like that. But when it's full-on nudity, there's got to be a really good reason for it.
Yes, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you're willing to go there. There's a play called, by David Ray, it's called In the Boom Boom Room.
Yes.
Somebody
just told me about this a couple weeks ago. I need to catch up.
Because I've been getting, this is true, I have some porn stars that I'm going to be teaching acting to.
Oh, cool.
But only with them, so they feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's a wonderful play that they can identify. It's a wonderful play for women.
Okay.
There's great monologues in there.
That's what someone was telling me. They were like, go check it out.
Oh, I did the play. It's a wonderful play. And actually, I did a show when I was on public access. Mm-hmm. And I had the two girls, we sat down, and they were reading from it. We did a reading. Mm-hmm. It was really interesting to see it, to do it. But it's something you should really look into if you can get a big guy. Even Rico could play Al.
Sure, Rico would love that.
Yeah, I mean, to look into it. It's a wonderful
Hey, Rico, we're taking this to a whole nother level.
Look into it. I mean, it's the ending part of Al, and she tells him, I'm tired of giving you blowjobs.
Nice. Lockjaw,
No one would say that.
It's me. It's in my stand-up. I have a joke where I do it in my stand-up.
No one would say that.
I
guess she doesn't like that.
Yeah, no, you have to be careful. As long as it locks open, it's okay. Or no one presses charges and you're all friendly. Then you're all right.
Okay. But look into it. Rico could play the part of Big Al.
There you go, Rico. Look, we're getting your parts already. You're not even.
It's David Ray. It's a wonderful play, especially for women. And you get another girl, and it takes place in the '60s at go-go dancers.
Yeah, I let Rico sometimes cast for me as well. Like when we did BFF, he found me the girls I got in there, and he's good like that too.
But it's a great. I'd love to. You could even Skype it, reading, and we could put it on, or you come here. Yeah. We could do reading, and you could. That's what you see it, or do the monologue. Get the monologue and put it out there for casting people.
Yeah, no, it's true. And it's hard too. Like I said, I mean, I think for me, one of the hardest things is I'm not 25. Sorry, but I have a lot of life experience, and and like I said, we have a lot to bring to it. But it's really hard not to get stuck in. Oh, well, she's Italian, that's it. She's a Brooklyn actress, and it's like, no, I'm actually pretty white, but
we're not. No, in jail we would not.
Yeah, no.
No, it's a true story.
You wouldn't say that.
No, in jail I remember they used to say, you got the blacks, the Puerto Ricans, you got the white guys, then you got the Italians.
Yeah, no, and we really do separate ourselves. I went and did a stand-up show at the John Lovitz over in City Walk, and the show was called The Black Casper, and everybody there was African American. Everybody, and these three big guys like walk in, and I'm sitting there with my friend Kira May, and we're I'm the olive tone. She's a white girl. She's a cutie, but she's a white girl. And they were like, look at that. We got a couple of white girls. And I just, having the new attitude was like, what part of white do I look like? And the 3 black guys that were there just started laughing. They were like, you're Italian, aren't you? And I was like, yep, that's right. I'm from Italy. And that was it. And it's kind of understood, but
it really is. It was the black guys that said that in the joint. That's how they categorize.
And that's how they do it. So that was it. So that's so true. And they still look at it that way, and it's good. So I get the jauntus olive tone. I tan really well.
It really is.
But I would go for Mediterranean. I think that's how they categorize us now in acting, because you can play Greek, Jewish. I've had people ask me if I'm Armenian. Which I thought was, I had a lot of Armenians ask me that, and I thought that was funny. I was like, there's something I hadn't thought of. I can do a Russian accent, but not Armenian.
They're over there in Glendale.
Yeah. Oh no, I love them. My guys over at Mission Liquor in Glendale.
They're Armenians, right?
They're great. I actually, just because of them in How to Collect the Debt, we actually have the opening line where I have Sasha and Pasha from Glendale, California, standing back of me, and it's played by Rico Simonini and Jimmy Della Valle. And we actually have the line where they look up and they go, "We are not Armenian," and it's so funny. And I did that for the guys in Glendale. How we doing?
Can you still see the time?
No.
Huh?
It's so tiny.
Yeah, it's still time, and it's all.
That's good.
And
well, what else can I tell you?
there was something
I sing. I do karaoke.
You do sing.
I do
study
sing.
voice?
I dance. I did study voice. Apparently, because we are who we are, we're supposed to have these beautiful
voice.
My mother is like a lyrical soprano. My sister Francine, it followed right in her footsteps, has an amazing voice, and so they kind of. I've done musicals. One of the first favorite musical I ever did was Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, yes.
I played Audrey. so I did that. But yeah, so I do sing. I actually I prefer acting though on top of everything. I play the piano.
The girl on my Facebook page with me.
Yeah.
The Chinese woman.
Yeah.
That's Lu Ye.
Yeah, I saw that.
Lye. She's an opera singer.
Oh my God.
She just sang for the Pope last Christmas.
Oh my God.
And she's in China right now.
That's gotta be amazing.
But she's actually, I brought over to Actors Studio, come in as a foreign observer. And we got to teach her how to act. When you come back, you want to hear somebody. Well, look her up on YouTube.
I gotta get into that place. How do you get into that place?
Actors Studio? Well, you can. They have once a month. Do a scene. There's the scene to do. That final scene from...
Boom Boom?
Yes, for you and Rico.
Oh my goodness.
You can audition. It'd be a great scene to do.
That'd be amazing. I am.
Really?
I've
they didn't want you to do it with members, and years ago they wanted you to do it with members. I'm a member, and now they don't. They keep changing the rules over there every time I turn around.
They've got some. I saw. Who did I see just recently from the Actors Studio? I saw Tim Powell puts a lot of people. He does they call it auditions up, and he'll record them and so that he can upload them and put your reel up for your audition, so you don't have to go in or pay somebody else. He's got a good price going. But he had one of the girls that came in before me. She was from the Actors Studio.
You know
I'm trying to remember her name. She was phenomenal though. I mean, just seamless in her acting. And I was like, so nice to really see that.
You don't pay there; they take you on your talent.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
It's the mecca of acting.
What was it, Tracy Silver?
I know Tracy.
Tracy Silver and I did Our Beds Are Crowded over at the Right Act Repertory Theater, God rest his soul. And we actually, there you go, I called my mother up and I said, I landed a role, and she said, great, what is it? I'm like, I'm a lesbian. What are you doing out there?
Well, that's the characters in the Boom Boom Room. One is a lesbian.
Yeah, and it was an amazing piece. Tracy Silver was great to work with. And
she's a director too.
Yeah, so we had Stephen Lysenko actually directed us, but he basically said to us, he's like, every night you finish this, you guys decide whether or not you are both staying together or breaking up. And such an emotional ending of a scene. Tracy and I would get to a point where we'd walk backstage and literally hold on to each other and just cry it out. Because we would just it was such a beautiful piece and just get so involved in the characters' lives. It was incredible. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, no, I love that. It's I've done a couple pieces. what's the one that Dreamer examines his pillow? John Patrick Shanley there. Yeah, and
good Bronx boy.
Yeah, I did a scene from there, and I remember having a casting director say to me, "How did you feel?" And I'm like, "I don't remember." That's what he said. And he said to me, "Well, when you knock something out of the park, then you know." He said, "When that,"
right.
He said, "That is good exactly what Shanley had in mind when he wrote it." I'm like, "Great." I've had some really great people like watch my stuff, but I just don't know why I can't get an agent.
Well, but that's true. When you do it right, you don't remember.
No, you don't.
I did my final. I did Frankie and Johnny.
Oh, Claire de Lune?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't remember what I did.
That's a great piece.
I don't remember what I did.
Oh, that's a great piece.
I remember doing it.
Yeah.
And then,
I love her monologue in there about feeling safe with her mother.
Yes, I got to play over there, but
yeah.
I don't remember doing it. Anyway, Maria, we're going to end this on a good note. I like that you didn't remember. That tells me a lot about your talent.
Yeah.
That you got it. You just got to work on it and learn how to just let it go.
Yeah.
That's all that means.
And then I've been doing that, and it's nice because in the last couple of years, being around more people who are trained in California, it's really been like that. Every time I get done with something, I'm like,
well, be careful of trained people too. I mean, you don't really do your thing. Whatever got you to not remember it.
Yeah, that's what I do now.
Remember that.
Yeah, I do.
That I just did it.
I just did it. I don't know
just
what happened.
do it.
I don't know what happened. I don't remember where I was.
When you like Frankie and Johnny, Salome Jens over there told me, I told her, I don't identify with this character. She said, just do it.
Yeah.
Don't
think about it.
I said, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, you'll screw it up.
Oh, no. You're in your head. That's the worst thing you can be is in your head. It's like
all right, my lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, guys.